Hi, my name is Michelle Hemingway Pullen, and I'm here talking to you today because Defending the Early Years was very gracious and provided me with a mini grant to distribute free copies of this banned book, Not My Idea, a book about whiteness, written and illustrated by Anastasia Higginbotham, and the publisher is Dotter Press, Dottir. So, because Defending the Early Years was kind enough to give me this mini grant, it allowed me to have a workshop with Anastasia here in Louisville and be able to distribute copies of a banned book by Anastasia. And from there, I thought, well, why not make a banned book video for the series? So here I am today to tell you a little bit about this book and why it's become such an important part of my professional life. The book is about a child, and you can see the child there on the cover there. This child goes through a process in the book of discovering information about a protest because the police have shot an unarmed black man, I believe is part of the story of the book. However, we all know that this can be, anyone in our country that could have experienced that kind of violence. And the child is very upset about it, but the mother continues to tell the child, there's nothing to worry about. We're safe. You're safe. And we're good to people. We don't do that kind of thing. And all of that being well-intentioned, but a very negligent way of handling the bigger issue the child has experienced, because the child continues to feel angry and frustrated throughout the story and goes through a whole process of really saying to the parent, stop telling me nothing's wrong. I can see that something's wrong. I can see what's happening around me, right? So by the end of the book, there is some reconciliation of that. And I wanted to show you this last page. It says, your history's not all written yet. What do you want it to say? And then there's another page that talks about the issue of race and what it actually means for children to begin to understand it. So there's a page where it says that race really becomes our problem. Racism, make sure you can see that there. Racism is a white person's problem, and we're all caught up in it. Okay, I'm going to show it to you one more time. So the child, you can see, has some kind of reconciliation with it and begins to understand what's really going on in the book. Here's another page that I really like where it talks about race making a difference in how much trouble seems to find you or let you be. So those are some of my favorite parts of the book. As a teacher and somebody who uses the book in professional development, I especially appreciate this page. You can be white without signing on to whiteness. So I wanted to also say that the way I've used the book is not even with children. I work primarily with teachers of young children. I have taught elementary and middle school grades, but primarily my work has been recently in training and doing professional development with teachers of young children. And the way we've used this book is to dive into it using a journal that I have for them to start asking ourselves what we really know, what we really understand about whiteness and what it means and its implications of how children experience it. And I think that really what I'd like to recommend is, yes, of course, if you're a teacher and you have children old enough to discuss the book, that's fantastic. However, I think the book is a great basis for conversation for teachers about their own understanding of these issues. So I hope that you'll check it out. Again, it's Not My Idea, a book about whiteness, coming from Daughter Press, written and illustrated by Anastasia Higginbotham. She has a whole series of books for children called Ordinary Terrible Things, which is wonderful. And I appreciate again that Defending the Early Years allowed me to distribute copies of this to many, many teachers and parents.